Why wouldn't you applaud? Good evening, everyone. So the latest Jeffrey Epstein dump revealed compromising emails and photos, proving that Epstein had a close relationship with Bill Clinton. And this is going to destroy his reputation. And it won't look good for Bill Clinton either. But when Clinton was actually asked to testify about his relationship with Epstein, he said, "How am I supposed to remember? That was like 10 bitches ago."
Oh.
The Epstein emails also claim Bill Gates got an STD from Russian escorts. No surprise, the man who created Windows got a virus. The Grammys were last night. Don Lemon received a standing ovation at a pre-Grammy party and a kneeling ovation at the after party. Cher mistakenly announced that the late Luther Vandross had won Record of the Year. Even more embarrassing, later that night, she had sex with a guy who told her he was Sonny Bono. That was a good one. Today, Punxsutawney Phil came out of his hole and predicted the weather. He was then promptly slaughtered and barbecued by RFK Jr. It's raining iguanas in Florida as cold temps stun the invasive lizards into a coma-like state, causing them to fall from trees, which were promptly slaughtered and barbecued by RFK Jr. The documentary Melania, which is about the lead up to her husband's inauguration, had a $7 million premiere, but it was beaten by Send Help, which is about Biden's lead up to the inauguration. Real movie. And finally, heavyweight boxer Jarrell Miller's toupee was punched off his head during his fight at Madison Square Garden. "See, this is why I don't box," said one man. All right. Yeah, I know. All right. So far in New York City, under the new mayor, homeless deaths due to the winter storm have reached 16 and counting. Zoran has killed so many drifters that serial killers are considering a career in politics. This after he ordered police not to break down encampments and move the transients into shelter. Hell, they aren't even allowed to show Fox and Friends to get them to disperse. I suppose this seems heartless to you and me, but to the progressive, every unhoused person has a right to die on the streets. And if you disagree, you're probably a Nazi. It's strange how that works. If you want to save lives, you're the bad guy, but let them die, you're the compassionate one. It's just like the abortion debate, except these folks made it out of the womb. But we've seen this pattern. The same people blocking the deportation of criminals are the same demanding we let people freeze to death. They're also the same who let a migrant sex predator walk free from a courthouse, which then evil ICE had to chase down. It's a pattern repeated and ignored. They're also the same people who got rid of bail for repeat criminals, the same who advocated for cutting up kids in the name of gender experimentation. If this is their definition of compassion, I hate to see what their definition of heartlessness is. Oh yeah, it's us. And what has our side been up to? Well, according to Homan, the DOJ has located 145,000 missing migrant kids. And no, they weren't in a Minnesota Somali daycare center. Meanwhile, 2,700 victims of child exploitation have been found. Note to Tim Waltz, that's a lot of Anne Franks.
Oh.
And it's no help from you. Turns out you're the one always hiding in the attic, or probably the closet.
Oh. Oh my God.
But if they had listened to us and sealed the border, many people would be alive today that are dead. And if they had listened to us and removed encampments, 16 of our homeless would still be breathing. But it isn't that they didn't listen, it's that they condemn such positions as evil because it's better to accept death in the service of ideology. We used to call that communism. In America, it's called the Democratic Party. They weren't always this weak, this cowardly, this craven, but they think this is their only route left to maintaining power. Democrats need the homeless problem to persist because solving problems doesn't raise taxes. make their friends money, or demonize Republicans. But the question is, how do they maintain this power over a segment of society? It seems that when one nut disappears, another takes its place. You get rid of de Blasio, you get a Mamdani. It's like a Marxist version of whack-a-mole. Where does this conveyor belt of madness begin? Well, look no further than schools, the base for all brainwash. These are scenes of various protests around the country. What are now called walkouts, or what students call a free period. You got to wonder why the teachers would want those kids marching instead of being in school. Maybe it's to firm up their glutes, to make intercourse more pleasurable.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. Did anyone else?
So serious. And so as the rabble outside calls you a murderous Nazi, they happily ignore actual murder, actual death, because they've been trained to think and operate that way. Manufactured suffering is the stage for their theater, but it's suffering they manufacture through policy and protest. After all, these protests are just organized goading, actions that lead to reactions, flashpoints of chaos and death. Why bother knowing the names of Laken Riley or Molly Tibbetts if it gives them no political power? And this all stems from the classroom, where the only things taught are the 3 R's: radicalism, riots, and revenge. Let's welcome tonight's guest! He looks like the guy who brings his own popcorn to the movies, comedian Dave Landau. You may recognize him from the cover of Garden Gnome Digest, host of Your Welcome podcast, Michael Mallett. In high school, she was voted most likely to make everyone else feel fat. Co-host of Outnumbered, Emily Cabano. And for Black History Month, his fans want him to be their master. Former NWA World Champion and host of Planet Hunters podcast. Dave, first of all, I'm so relieved that you did not freeze to death on the streets during the storm, because I know that you are unhoused.
Yes, I grew a mustache to keep me warm. I also figured we'd be talking about migrant sex offenders, and I wanted to look the part.
Yeah. So, do you think that the homeless problem is not that important? Because if you solve it, then you realize that the Democrats were causing it all the time.
Well, he got rid of a few of them.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, maybe that's their solution.
Don't step on my...
The joke was freezing to death.
Yes.
I saw, it's interesting, though, he is actually pissing off liberals. Like, I saw Deborah Messing tweet out about the fact that she was upset with the homeless problem. And I mean, that's got to say something when she thinks Mamdani is screwing the city harder than Jack was getting on Will and Grace. And I've never personally done, the student walkout about it's unbelievable to me. Because really, I staged a lot of student walkouts, and it was just me to go get high in my car. But never once did a teacher join me, or was I regaled as a hero. I wish I had the foresight to say, like, hey, I'm doing this to legalize marijuana because of America.
I am convinced that these teachers have drinking and drug problems, because no sober teacher would do this.
I've never met anyone that didn't have drinking and drug problems that was a teacher. I used to buy Adderall off the security guard in the parking lot. They all did it, and then they come to my shows years later and they go, yeah, we knew you were high. We were high too. I'm like, we could have been friends.
Michael.
Yes.
You've been talking about schools for a while. You call them prisons.
Literal prisons for children, yes.
But when you see this is almost worse than a prison, because it's an indoctrination camp.
Well, also because they're so ugly.
Yeah. That's kids?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I do want to talk about Mamdani and the homeless, because I think people should focus on common sense solutions. You had Giuliani for 8 years, homeless problem. Bloomberg, 12 years, homeless problem. Adams, 4 years. De Blasio, homeless. Mamdani's going to solve this homeless problem in a month.
Yeah, just let him die.
Just let him outside. Look at fentanyl. The Republicans would say lock him up, throw away the key. Democrats would say have more of a treatment option. Democratic socialists, free fentanyl for everyone.
Right.
At government expense. Who is going to solve the fentanyl problem in a year? I know my answer from those three.
Well, it's true. In Oregon, they were actually helping them shoot up
I remember when we were growing up, they would teach us in school that the drug dealer gives you the first dose for free, and then they pay. And do you know what that taught us? Drugs are awesome.
Yeah.
And everyone watching this should go home and do some drugs with their kids.
Oh,
Man.
he's kidding everybody. I think he's kidding. You are kidding.
For legal purposes, I'm kidding. And they're not free, but meet me backstage later.
The first taste.
Emily, what do you make of Mondami's first couple of weeks? He's had, I think the homicides are in double digits, the homeless deaths are in double digits.
It showed for me the immaturity of his policies and all of these communists, socialists, Democrat socialists who read books and go to school and don't actually appreciate because they don't have any real world experience. And that's why it is so disheartening to feel like I am living in a city where a child is at the helm. It's like parents, right? Your child is oh, sure, do what you want until they have their fingers in a light socket. And then you run over there and you grab them, you're gonna hurt yourself. There's sort of a...
Wait, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Or something, or whatever, they're touching the gas. The point is that there is a line when, yes, you have to get in there and autonomy be damned. And isn't that why we pay taxes, to entrust in our society somehow that you can say, yes, please step in, because this person won't otherwise stand still with his gun shooting everyone on the platform. Like, the issue is not, again, about the guns, it's about who's holding it. And so to have a mayor that's like, no, let them sleep outside, it is so patently absurd, and it is so backwards from what a society should be. And people like that, like, oh no, as long as it's not hurting anyone, let them do whatever they want, I believe in that. That is not that. That is tragic.
Yeah.
Those deaths are preventable.
And and the thing is, Tyrus, it's like, okay, if they his solution would be, well, maybe they could just have space heaters, right?
Yeah.
And then that's going to just start fires, because every time you give
The space heaters and a drug addict, that's a good combination.
Yes. Oh, remember what happened with Steve Ducey?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh. Listen, historically, what he said is not new. I mean,
Yeah.
they've said that for centuries. I believe the original phrase was "let them eat cake." Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Let them do what they want to do. But here's the thing: it's money. It's the money laundering. You can't solve the homeless problem because all the funds that go to solve that crazy riddle would be dried up.
Yeah.
And you have to use that fundage. You have to have a team, Greg. You can't just cut a check and build some shelters. You got to get a team together.
Yes.
And not just like construction workers and architects. No. Like family, friends, and we can sit around in a circle of trust and find the root cause of what is causing this homeless thing. And then just for that alone, we're looking at what, 5-6 million? I mean, come on, we're taking this seriously. We got to overpay.
20 million.
Oh, I haven't got to the other part, Gutfeld. See, this is what bothers me, because you're book smart, but you're money laundering and street smart. We got to work on it. Got to. Like, you never.
I used to think money laundering really did happen in a laundry.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It does, Gutfeld. Yeah, you give me $500 and I'll put it in a roll of quarters, put it in the thing and let it spin around. And guess what? That's going to double and triple by the time the cycle's over.
He's lying to me.
You guys have seen that magic trick. You put the money in the oven, you turn it on, the guy leaves the room, and you come back and there's all kinds of money. Unless, of course, a police officer kicks in the door randomly.
All right.
Kind of looks like you, like your cousin.
We've got to move on because we have so much to cover.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.